So, the family feud that I'm going to talk about is, well, it's kind of a common family feud. The one that's kind of born out of your parents divorcing. In this case, my parents divorcing. Yeah, cheerful subject, I know. And this is one of those things where, I knew that it was about to happen. I didn't know how, I didn't know when, but I knew. I knew something bad was going to happen between my parents. You get a gut feeling in you, and you don't have any proof or reasoning to back it up, but you just got it in your gut, and you know something bad's going to happen. And when it happens, you're like, damn it, I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. My parents, they would argue on occasion, but around the times of 2012 and 2013, they were really going at it, so much so that when I was out in class or at my job or helping with my grandparents, my mom would text me and say, don't bother coming to the house today for a couple hours. Your father and I are kind of having a discussion. And I was like, oh, that can't be good. And finally, it all culminated around March 2013 when, the day was pretty much a normal day. And my dad was, for some reason, unremarkably cheerful when he's not usually. He can be kind of a stick in the mud for the most part. But he just seemed relatively calm and somewhat cheerful. And I was like, that's really unusual of him. So I just go to school, take my classes, and then I go to work, and things seem to go by normally. But then I get home, and I see that my mom's car is there, but my dad's isn't. And I have that sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach, like, oh no, it's happening, isn't it? And I get in there and I see my mom, and she sits me down and says, your father called me while I was at work. We're getting a divorce. And I told her I knew it. I knew something bad was happening. I didn't know what, but I knew. The thing that happens with a lot of family feuds, it's, you got one side and then you got another side. But then you got people caught in the middle, people caught in the crossfire. And I was kind of like, I was in the middle, and I was living with my mom because my dad had already left and got married to the woman he cheated on with my mom and moved in with her. They got a house. And being with my mom, she was constantly miserable, crying a lot, yelling, lashing out at people, lashing out at me even. And sometimes if we were to get into arguments, she would compare me to him. She would compare me to my dad. And that's like one of the worst things you could ever tell your kids is when you're divorced from your spouse, tell them when you're having an argument with them, just tell them that you remind them of the people that you're divorced from, the people who cheated on you. Yeah, that's really great. But I kept my head high as best I could. And, there was one time when I was trying to throw a birthday surprise for my mom, and she was just losing it. She would wonder what I was doing, and I'm like, Mom, okay, if you want to know, I'm just trying to throw you a birthday surprise. And she burst into tears and like, I'm so sorry, Philip. I don't mean this. It's just everything going on. And I'm like, I understand, Mom. I'm trying to be as calm and composed as I can be. My dad, on the other hand, I did not talk to him for several months. I did not want to have anything to do with him. There were times when he even wanted to come by the house and mow the lawn and tend the garden. I was like, no, I don't want to see you. I don't want to have anything to do with you right now. I'm not in the right mindset for it. And eventually I opened up to him. And when we met up, I wanted to say all kinds of things to him, all kinds of vile, angry things to him, but I just couldn't because he's my dad. Much as I hate what he did, I just couldn't. And these days, my parents, they have a begrudging acceptance of each other's existence. Let's put it that way. They'll get together for family occasions and stuff, and they'll keep each other at arm's length, or they won't touch each other with a 10-foot pole, that kind of thing. And I guess, welcome to the Family Feud is all I can say. Thank you.